The Odyssey. Let's be real, have you actually heard of that before? I would assume so. It is one of the most famous and influential poems of all time. So I'm guessing you probably have heard of that. However, this was brand new to me. I have never heard of it in my life. So I went into this open book and I was lucky. I managed to watch it how Nolan intended. On that site, 123 movies. It's got it all, man. No, I'm joking. Calm down. It was just me at my local cinema, because who on earth has access to the 70 mil? Like, come on, man. And now let me put you boys in my shoes. I'll quickly just adjust the framing. Perfect. Now we can carry on, alright? First of all, the names were so sexy. Telemachus, Calypso, Menelaus, Melantho, and Helen. But before I went into this film, all I knew about Greek mythology was Chris Hemsworth, Thor, and Kratos. And turns out I was actually wrong about the first two, because that's actually Norse mythology, not Greek. Brilliant. But what I did know before heading in was there was a lot of intense discourse about the casting. Everyone's like, oh my god, Tom Holland's just not good enough. Oh my god, why are they black? You know what I mean? Like, why are the characters black? Like, I don't get it. That's the last Christopher Nolan film I ever watched. I'm out. As if he gives a fuck. Pretty much who I saw getting the most heat was the big four: Travis Scott, Elliot Page, Tom Holland, and Lupita Nyong'o. I beg that's how you say her name. Combined, Elliot Page, Lupita, and Travis Scott, they were barely in it. But if we're being honest, was there actually any need for Travis Scott to be in this movie? No. There's literally no need for him to be in this film. And they've also all got American accents, but it is a Hollywood film at the end of the day. It's not a one-to-one replica of ancient Greece, is it? However, I do agree that the casting was wrong. I don't think it's necessarily any of the big four that is the wrong casting. And for me, it was Matt Damon. Oh my god, you just gone for the main character? No way. You're being so pretentious, bro. Now let me get into this, right? Granted, the cast is stacked, but Matt Damon as Odysseus was just kind of alright. For me, like, I feel like his performance just got kind of mixed into the other actors. Obviously, these are the elite actors though. Not quite Gal Gadot.
You to give me the stone. What happened to it?
I'm sure you have all heard the praise about Anne Hathaway's performance and Robert Pattinson. Like, that guy has been in flow state ever since he nearly got kicked off that Twilight. Like, he does not want a normal job. I have seen people's rankings of the actors' performances, and Matt Damon is like nestling a cheeky little third, second, fourth, occasionally first, but it's not a standout first place over and over and over again. However, for the first 2/3 of this film, I just didn't really feel like Matt Damon really cemented himself as the lead, and I was kind of more interested in Tom Holland, Robert Pattinson, John Leguizamo, John Bernthal's character. Like, Matt Damon was just kind of, you know? Granted, that might have been the play from Christopher Nolan, but I feel like Nolan's best films have always been when there's been a clear standout performance, and I feel like this could have benefited from either an A-list actor or someone who's an off-the-cuff wildcard. Oppenheimer, stacked cast. However, Cillian Murphy, he did alright, I guess. He only won an Oscar. He actually made me believe he was Robert Oppenheimer, the scientist. All I knew was that there was a bomb that dropped on Hiroshima. However, I still felt like, is this actually going to happen? Because of Cillian. Second film, Interstellar. Matthew McConaughey as Cooper is a standout performance in that film. Like, it made me feel like I've missed Murph growing up. He was on fire in that film. Third, Leonardo DiCaprio in Inception. For a complex sci-fi film, he was the anchor for the audience. Like, it was an insane performance. And Leo, he made me feel like I can't let Cobb down. Like, we actually have to get this mission complete. No excuses. That film was juicy. Next one, Dark Knight, of course. Heath Ledger, we all know that one. Great performance, Oscar. Prestige, Christian Bale and Hugh Jackman were going head to head in that film. Incredible. Even an unpopular opinion, John David Washington is incredible in Tenet. He has great screen presence. He's smooth, he's sexy, he's stylish. Oh my god, he is insane in that, and I think he's a great lead character. And I'll put it out there, I think he's better than Matt Damon in The Odyssey. This isn't me saying I hate the performance from Matt Damon, but I do really feel like like the Odyssey was crying out for someone to really take control of the film and stamp some authority. It's obviously far from a bad performance, a strong 7.5 or 8 out of 10 performance. In the final act of the film, he was at his best by far, with the fight scene and talking to Penelope about how the Trojan War wasn't actually all sunshines and rainbows. However, the other 2/3 is and his character of Odysseus wasn't loud. He was a bit quieter, a bit calmer, more calculated. However, when Matt Damon was talking, I just didn't feel like he was really the main character. But in all fairness, he could have done a perfect job. I just know nothing about Greek mythology, which is highly likely, let's be real. It felt like he was a bigger story than an actual person. Like every character they spoke to would talk so highly about him like he's a legend, but when they actually showed him on screen, he was just alright. I mean, maybe he's supposed to be more of a story than a person. I'm not sure, but I just didn't feel like Matt Damon carried this film on his back like other Nolan protagonists. But don't get me wrong, the technical aspects were incredible visually, and I think the sound was actually good in this Nolan film for once. I think they actually fixed it. I can actually hear what they were saying, and you can literally tell that everybody working on this film is in like the top percentile of their jobs. It's insane. It was a proper blockbuster. And a side note, Benny Safdie's character, Agamemnon, oh my god, that guy was sick. He was the coolest character by a mile. However, I feel like this film would have benefited from either an A-list or someone off the cuff who could have just pulled off a hell of a performance. And I'll chuck a name out, Shia LaBeouf. I know he's blacklisted, but damn, that boy can act. But obviously Nolan would never ever cast him, I'm not surprised. But we all know Nolan likes to go back and recast. But you know who I think could have been boss in this? Thomas Hardy. He was incredible in Inception, Dunkirk, and Dark Knight Rises, and he has 63 lines in Mad Max Fury Road, which, let's be real, is still the best action film of all time, but he still owns every single scene he is in, so I think he could have stepped up to play Odysseus. As like Max and Odysseus, they both have that mysterious nature, and I feel like Tom Hardy's wildness could have elevated the film massively, as Tom Hardy doesn't actually need much dialogue to control a scene, and we all know that Chrissy Nolan's dialogue can be a little bit iffy from now and again. And I feel like with Tom Hardy, you just get a little bit more leeway to show off some more aspects of the film. For example, the locations, the environment, as a lot of this was practical effects. And Tom Hardy could have given you the leeway to really show more of the world. Anyways, I know June 3 will probably wipe the floor with every film released this year and will be film of the year. But anyways, overall, I did really enjoy the Odyssey. I would give it 3.5 stars, but it could have easily been a 4.5 or maybe even a 5 if the lead was more commanding. But then again, this is a review from someone who has never read a line of the Odyssey. But yeah, go watch it and let me know what you think.